So we have the H&R Block.
Come over and look at this. I don't need to spread them all out. No, I can see.
This one kind of shows you
So
off.
we're basically making
It's like
which
a blur.
propose 1, 4, and 5 exist. They're proposing 2 and 3.
Correct,
And we're leaving a 60-foot right way to get in there at some point in time.
correct.
Meets all the frontage, meets the minimum square footage for residential A. 25,000 feet, 140 feet of frontage. Meets all the criteria. Anybody have any?
No,
My question is, he's got 60 feet of frontage here. That's not enough. Is there some other place he's got more frontage?
That will probably be for a future right of way to get into the rest, the bigger parcel in the back. That's
Okay,
still,
so it won't be for a,
This parcel, what does it do front on, you know,
It fronts on South Bend, it fronts on
Mitchell.
Pease.
Pease,
does
Mitchell.
it have
Mitchell.
proper frontage though? You raised a very good question.
It's kind of
It's got
irrelevant.
tons of frontage on Pease.
No, you're creating a non-conforming lot.
He's leaving enough, they're leaving enough frontage for a right of way
Well,
to get into it.
That doesn't matter.
He's,
I
he's,
disagree.
It's a right.
it's not a building lot.
It's not a building lot.
Right, that's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
but if you look at the map.
As long as he has frontage on the other. right.
Oh, he can make
Take a look
plenty.
up here at the map.
Yeah, you
You're
can.
wrong on that.
Yep.
You can't take away somebody's right to access
Oh,
their
no,
property.
no, I'm not saying that.
Right, but-
But this lot itself, you're creating a new lot because you're cutting off from here.
In essence, yes.
So we need to make sure that this lot,
He's got tons of frontage on South Bend and also on Summers.
from that property? All right,
From that,
that's all
from that
I'm saying.
Yeah.
particular parcel, he's
You
got
understand what I'm
frontage
saying?
I do
on
understand, I still
South
don't
Bend.
agree with what you're saying, but I do
Combined
understand.
with
I don't
other
agree with what
parcels
you're
he
saying, but I
owns.
understand it.
He's got frontage on Summers Road, so.
All right.
That's part of the
He's-
problems with our loopholes. But anyways, for tonight's
Oh,
purposes.
it's right here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, hello,
There you go.
okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because he owns that.
He owns all of those things, yeah.
Right. You know, in essence, they're basically leaving it right away, so if they want to put
Yeah.
a road in to get in there.
let me ask
they
you
have the
something. I'm
ability
just
to.
thinking out loud now for a minute. He needs 175 feet of frontage.
140.
140 feet of frontage to be a conforming lot.
Yep.
He's got 60 here, and I understand that's for a right of way, that's fine, but where is his 140 feet someplace else?
He's got it here. He's
Okay,
got
well
it
then if he's got it somewhere
there.
someplace else, he's fine. I
Yeah,
just want to make
right.
sure he had it
And
someplace.
there's actually, I've got some legal papers that stipulate that you
Yeah.
can, in essence, for future stuff, you can stipulate on a plan. Obviously, it's not a building lot.
Yeah, that was my only thing,
Right.
is that it would have to
Yeah,
be
but right now, for
stipulated.
tonight, we're just asking, we're being asked to approve these 2 lots, and those meet the criteria.
As well as this one.
Correct.
Yeah.
Which, right, we're not really taking away.
And this has it someplace
And
else.
actually, it's right on the plan,
Right.
3,000 feet
Okay.
plus or minus remaining frontage on South Bend Lane.
Okay.
So we're covered there.
Okay,
All right?
make a motion to endorse.
We'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
We'll do the Mylars first, get them on the way.
All right, you want to sign them at the end of the meeting, it'll be easy, and just keep going? Yeah, we don't have to sign them on the record, right, on camera? All right, let's just do that, and
Okay,
keep going.
I got it.
All right, get right to the next
Yeah,
one.
the other one's here.
All right, next up is A&R for same property, different location. George, you want a copy of this?
I can come over and look at it.
Maybe I have a question for you later.
All right,
This is actually a different parcel.
actually, you're right, George. It's on a different side of the road.
It's that triangular parcel.
Yep, you're absolutely right. All right, so they're creating a new lot, 29,000 feet, 140 feet of frontage. Basically taking a chunk out of a bigger piece that they already have.
Okay, he still has frontage in there. Oh, he's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
Okay.
more than
Yeah,
enough.
yeah.
Make a motion to endorse.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. I'll sign those after the meeting, and we can keep going moving right along here. All right, next up, request for waiver of site plan review, Cub Java, 58 Bond Avenue.
Oh, that round's back.
Okay, request for waiver of site plan review, JD Holding, Inc., 58 Bond Avenue, East Long Meadow. There are phone numbers here. Name of proposed business is Club Java. Owner of business is Zoonsup Park. The business owner's address is 20 Harris Drive, East Long Meadow. Property address is, it's either 58B, must be 58B, Bond Avenue number 3, East Long Meadow. Property district is business. The allowed use is left unchecked. Proposed hours of operation is Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 7:30 p.m. Number of employees, including owner, is 1. Date of last parking plan with copy of the same is blank. Summary of business operation, provide lessons and training to middle school and high school students about computer programming in Java. And the application has been signed and dated December 30th, 2013.
Cub or Club Java? What am I, because I see Cub, but for some reason it should be Club. I'm not quite sure if I'm
It says
understanding.
CUB, Cub.
Java.
Okay.
Cub probably means.
Means
young
kids.
Maybe that's it. Bear Cubs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cub Scouts.
Cub Scouts.
Yeah.
Computer programming?
Computer programming, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Which is
thank you.
education, which is allowed.
Which is allowed, so parking plan is, that's what building's been there for forever. Forever.
Oh, that's all the same. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
All right, so anybody have any comments or problems with what?
As far as the
presented?
parking plan, it's been on file,
Yeah.
but there's been no changes or anything to it that we know.
Not that I know of.
Okay. Sounds like a good use for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just be another way to see a business come to town, which would be great. All right, can I have a motion to approve Cub Java at 58 Bond Avenue?
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, next up is a request for waiver of site plan review. Cody Personal Training, Inc., DBA Fitness Together, 41 Maple Street.
What is this?
Where's that?
It's street.
Maple Crane.
Michael
Realty.
Crane Realty, okay.
Just
Town of East Long Meadow request for waiver of site plan, property owner, Maple Crane Realty, Jeff, I can't,
Lackritz.
Lackritz.
Lackritz, okay, it's not spelled here very well. 986, oh, come on.
Oh, boy.
I mean, he can't even read his writing.
New Meadow Road?
Yeah, Long Meadow.
New Meadow Road, Long Meadow. Phone numbers are here. Name of proposed business, Coty Personal Training, Inc., DBA Fitness Together. Name of business, Nathan Daniel Coty. Business owner's address, 45 Highland View Avenue, East Long Meadow. Property address, 41 Maple Street, East Long Meadow. Proposed hours of operation, Monday through Friday, 6 in the morning till 8:15 p.m. Saturday, 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. Closed on Sundays. Number of employees, including owner, is 5. Date of last parking plan is blank. Specific summary of business operation, private one-on-one personal training, small group training, boot camp classes. Business has been in Long Meadow since March of 2002. Current location is 66 Dwight Road, number 2. Number of commercial vehicles is 0, and the application has been signed and dated January 2nd, 2014.
All right, so going in Jeff's, their Home Lumber's old office building? That
No, this is going in, you know where Donardo's is?
Oh,
that
yes, I do.
little,
I do.
Mini area right there.
What was there before?
There was a cooking place there before?
What's Cooking Kids?
Ah, okay.
Mm.
Is that what was there, or is that where the cashmere clothing was supposed to be?
No, What's Cooking Kids?
Okay.
Yeah, I still think that's a mystery, but anyways. All right, so does anybody have any problem, any questions, suggestions?
The boot camp classes, I mean, is there limited parking there? Is there open parking, or
It is what it is
It
there.
is what it is.
just
I don't think
asking?
we're kinda stuck
I like to
with-
throw it out there.
It's an allowed use and an existing.
Yeah, I know.
Can't be worse than cooking classes.
Ah,
Yeah.
Good point.
And it can't be worse than an empty, vacant,
Right.
commercial spot, so.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, next up is request for waiver of site plan review. Olympic Electric,
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Can we go back? Who did the motion in
I
the
moved
second?
And I seconded it.
Thank you.
Request for waiver of site plan review, property owner Strider Development, Inc., P.O. Box 825, East Long Meadow. There are phone numbers listed here. Name of proposed business, Olympic Electric, Inc. The owner of business is John C. Tranglese.
Trangizi.
Business owner's address, P.O. Box 427, East Long Meadow. Property address is 33 Granby Street. Property district is business. Allowed use is checked as yes. Proposed hours of operation, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Number of employees, including owner, is 4. Summary business operation is electrical contractor. We pick up vehicles at 7 a.m., return vehicles approximately 4:30 p.m., all done off-site. And the application has been signed and dated January 6, 2014.
And that is zoned business?
Yes.
It is, even, I know it's a residential house, but,
Yep.
okay. All right. Anybody have any?
Sounds
anything
good.
to add?
Business in a business district.
Yeah. I'll make
Yeah.
a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Also passes. Motion passes, I'll be all right. Request for waiver site plan review, commercial appraisal services, 265 North Main Street, 2.
Crane flow?
See and flown.
Seeing flown. Okay. But some of these, the writing needs to be a little bit better in some of these
We
applications.
need to get these things on the computer somehow.
Yeah.
I believe they should all be typed.
Property owner Gabriel Cianflone.
Sinfloni.
Sinfloni?
Oh, it's the
Okay.
Italian. See, I'm French. so
Yeah,
you
thanks
need
a
the
lot,
Italian.
guys.
Yeah.
Our Italian members on the board, you agree, Mike?
I'm certainly doing a great job, Ty.
264 North Main Street, Suite 2A, East Long Meadow. There are phone numbers listed here. Name of proposed business, Commercial Appraisal Services, Inc. Owner of business is Benedetto DeMichael and Robert Sulca. Business owner's address is 257 Westwood Avenue, East Long Meadow. Property address is 264 North Main Street, Suite 2, East Long Meadow. Property district is commercial. Allowed use is checked as yes. Proposed hours of operation are 8 to 6. Number of employees, including owner, is 2. Date of last parking plan with copy of the same is no idea. Summary of business operation, commercial appraisal firm, and the application has been signed and dated January 8th, 2014.
All right, 265 is the Reminder Building.
Yes.
One before.
No, one
One-
past it, the old La Plante building.
Oh, okay.
No,
No, before it, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
on the other side, yeah,
next to Charlie Richards' property.
right.
Okay.
That
That's not the
whole-
Reminder Building?
No.
Okay.
No,
It's right
Reminder
next to it
Building is
before.
by the senior center.
Where the credit union is, in that property?
No, this is the,
After that.
It's after the
There's
credit union.
a lot of documents.
Yes, after
before,
that. Okay.
before you get to the reminder.
There's a vacant lot, then there's a
Yeah.
Oh,
building,
okay,
then there's a
all right.
reminder.
Okay.
I'm drawing a blank here, but I do see it.
Yeah.
All right. So everything is approved use, plenty of parking from past.
Mhm.
All right. Anybody have anything they'd like to add? All right, can I have a motion to approve commercial appraisal services, 265 North Main Street?
You wanna talk to him?
I don't think we need to.
Okay.
Come on in.
Wait, is this the gentleman?
We're all waiting for you.
Timing's perfect.
All right, somebody want
I make a motion to approve commercial appraisal services of 265 North Main Street.
I'll second.
Okay.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Right on time, you're all set.
Thank you for coming.
That's it.
Imagine if we make everybody
Can I
that
come back,
happy.
what, in like 2 days to?
Oh, 2 months,
Yeah,
sorry.
Donna will call you
Okay.
as soon as I write the decision. I should have it done by tomorrow.
All right, thanks, Rob.
You're
Thanks, guys.
welcome.
Thank you.
All right, well, that's all we, oh no, administrative, Pete's Suites renovation, 32 Shaker Road.
Basically, this is just a notification as to what he wants to do.
This is a letter from Peter Gray, Pete Sweets, 32 Shaker Road, East Long Meadow. Dear Planning Board, I write this request for the renovation of my commercial kitchen at our current location at 32 Shaker Road. This would be the removal of a wall and rebuild of another wall to expand our current kitchen workshop by an additional estimated 220 square feet. This renovation would not affect the retail portion of our store. At this time, there is no addition of seats for patrons to consume our products on site. This revamp of our kitchen would help us to improve our ability to increase our workload, improving our dream of becoming East Long Meadow hometown All-American Bakery. Thank you for taking the time to consider this enhancement of our current location. Peter Gray, owner of Pete Sweets. And this is dated January 10th, 2014.
All right, they're not under special permit, or are they? Nothing?
No, just a waiver.
All right.
And this,
Yeah, so we're not gonna take any action on that?
no,
That's gonna go in the
it's
file.
just basically
Okay.
notification. And this is just a letter to, you thought you had a problem?
Yeah, I can see already the problem on that.
So high,
And this one's even typed.
Lodi, yeah, I'm from Sunny Smart.
Oh, yep.
What he's doing is
Sunny.
he's gonna, yeah, Sunny, yeah. He's going to be making sandwiches. And he went through the Board of Health, the fire department and everything. He is not going to have any seats. He knows the ramifications. If he ends up having seats, he has to do a special permit. Well, probably shouldn't have used ramification. This is just a letter that I'd ask you to sign, and if you want to read what the letter states, it's just confirming what I just said.
All right, this is to the owner of Sunny's Mark. Sunny,
That was a
43
good
Maple
way.
Street, East Long Meadow, Mass. 01028, regarding alterations and renovations of Sunny Mart, 43 Maple Street. Please be advised that it has been brought to the attention of the planning board that you intend to make alterations and renovations to the existing Sunny's Mart located at 43 Maple Street. As long as you are not serving any type of food to seated patrons or allow patrons to eat inside of your establishment, you will not need to come before this board. However, if you have any seating within your facility and customers are allowed to eat the food that you are preparing, you will need to obtain a special permit from this board. Please be reminded that you will need license from the Board of Health and permits from the fire department prior to making any changes. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact the office for further assistance. Very truly yours, Michael Carabetta, Chairman, Planning Board Chairman.
Okay.
I think
Nice
that's
job,
good.
Mike.
Thank
Like
you.
it.
So
There you go,
can
Mike.
just
Yeah, it's
sign
very
that.
straight to the point.
It just to, basically cover the bases.
That's it, just the one?
Yep.
That's all I have, other than just if you wanna, look at the budget, I gave you a copy of that, and the documentation that goes along with it.
No rates.
No raise for us. But
I know.
Speaking with Robin, not that they want to cut it, but they want to keep us level across the board, which means, we have to furlough the one employee that we have. And to me, I think I'd rather go back and fight for the small amount of money that we're going to lose. I don't really want to see somebody lose hours. I think our budget is probably minimal compared to other people's.
It is.
So
Who's that one employee you're talking about?
Donna, our
Okay.
secretary for the conservation and for the planning
She
board.
right.
Yeah, and remember, she's being paid totally out of planning board.
Correct.
Even though
We're
she
doing two
supports
jobs.
conservation.
Right.
So,
None of the salaries come out of conservation.
right.
And zoning.
It's always
They
been the way.
combined conservation and zoning budgets
Save money.
2 years ago, right.
Right.
And that one is okay, but the problem is a lot of the things that we do, and I hate to use the word commingling, but a lot of the work that we do, one department falls over the other one. I cannot say that, okay, today I used 4 sheets of paper for planning
No,
and
I think it's done in
16
essence to
for-
save money.
Right.
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 Yeah.
But this board, and you can see in the documentation that we have gone from 2007, I have done everything that the Appropriations Committee asked. And from 2007, the planning board had $11,000 in expenses. We now have $4,000.
So as prices go up, we've cut our budget
Right,
in half.
and we're gonna start to bleed
I know.
if we have to. I mean,
But-
we've just cut as much as we possibly.
There's a problem with your 2010 line, by the way. You may want to correct that.
Yeah.
My what?
Your 2010 line
2010.
is like 55,000.
He had a big
Oh,
jump
yeah.
that year.
Oh, dear.
We go through a lot of paper that year?
Oh, yeah, there's an additional 5 in there.
Wait, is that when
Ralph,
Ralph
you
started?
missed
Yeah.
that.
Is that when
I
Ralph started?
did.
That's why I went through all that paper.
I was going to say.
Now it makes
George
sense.
is just racing him to find it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
an
A lot
additional
of
5,
lot
thank
of
you.
ink.
I didn't see
Well-
that, and I've looked at this, I can't tell you how many times.
Sure.
I think the other thing to note, like I said, as we go through this, is if you look at the last page, over a 10-year period, the town of East Long Meadow increased at 11.5%. The population rate, that's only second to Belchertown at 13%. So,
Goshen.
with towns over 1,000 people. I mean, a town with 400 people, if they put 4 people
That's
in,
true.
it's
Yeah.
gonna jump. But, I mean, we're talking What do we have, 15,000 some odd people? And we're
16 something now.
And we're increasing at 11%. I mean, that's huge, and that directly affects the planning board. With that, you can see that by, the special permits. I mean, we generated revenue for the town in 2012 of 2,570, and yet this past year it was 9,750.
Yeah, I mean, for argument's sake, I don't know if I want to raise fees for permits and stuff like that to compensate for
Well,
our loss.
I don't think we're even raising fees, I'm just saying
No,
that
I'm just
we
saying
brought in
as an
an
alternative.
additional $7,000 just in fees for special permits.
Well, and
And
one of the
yet-
problems is we get the money for the permits. All that money goes to the general fund, and all the expenses
Comes out of our account.
equated to those hearings and notifications and, abutters, that comes out of the planning board's budget.
I think we should make that point then.
Yeah.
And, that should be something.
And I really, I've asked over the past couple of years if we could make it a revolving fund so that the money that we receive can be used, to
Offset our expenses.
offset for the costs for notice to abutters and everything else
What do you think's a projected number for that?
for,
For our additional expenses? For how much more do you think you're gonna need?
I don't think I'll need more, but I would like to be able to use what
People would take in.
what they pay $250.
Right.
And part of that is supposed to cover administrative fees, but all of that goes to the general fund. So,
Sir Payne?
I think that's a way to keep an equilibrium here.
yes, done.
And then,
And it's minus this.
oh, this is what the reduction?
Right.
This is
It's-
this here?
Yeah,
Okay, I was gonna
it's
figure that out.
$2,000, and so this would be that.
Gotcha.
And I mean, with only two of us in the office, it's hard enough to cover for
Well,
lunches.
that's a
and-
lot for this.
Yeah, and if I'm, if I'm in a meeting, the office is closed. If Donna's out to lunch or on vacation or, ill, it's very difficult. I hate to close the office, but
Yeah, that's, all right.
you can only be in one place at
Well,
one
unless you're closing
time.
2 offices, because.
Three, actually, zoning, conservation, and planning,
Yeah. So you
And
want
if this board is not aware, Donna also does act as secretary at the Conservation Commission meetings.
Okay,
Right.
so,
For which she gets, I believe, comp time, is that how it works?
Comp time.
Yeah.
okay.
So that's hours that, she isn't in the office already.
Right.
Because she's
Because it's time and a half.
absolutely necessary for her to us, just as
Oh,
we have
absolutely.
Robin here,
Right.
we need somebody to take notes. There's no way that we can run
That's
a
right.
conservation meeting and keep notes at the same time.
So-
Right, and she prepares reports for me as to what happens at the conservation meetings.
Yeah.
So that I don't have to be there.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get in front of, or, at least myself, maybe one of us get in front of appropriations,
All right.
just if
I
nothing
will
else to
let
try
you
to.
know then,
So we can
okay.
keep the people that we have.
Yeah,
contained.
I really think that we need to,
Okay.
really, it's time for the planning
Let me know
board
if
to
you want me to
fight.
do
Well-
something.
What's that?
Let me know if you want me to.
Yeah,
go,
absolutely.
or
I'm gonna
whatever you
wait
want
till
me to
I
do is
find out
fine.
when we get in front of them, and
And Ralph
I don't think
has
it's-
stated
I
that he
overlook-
would like to go too.
that's fine.
Well, going forwards too, we also have to look at equipment in the office, such as the printers.
Right, because that doesn't leave any room
It's
for.
about
Right,
every
and
3
that's in the-
years.
That's in the documentation.
Okay, yeah, I think we'll spend a little bit of time, go through the numbers, so we have a better
Yep.
sense of what's going where.
And all of the subscriptions that my position needs, not necessarily me, but my position needs.
Right.
They just keep going up and up and up
Sure,
and up.
nothing
And,
will stop.
it's all notification of all new laws and I have cut back on seminars. I just don't go because
Yeah.
it's just impossible to run 3 departments and not have somebody there, so. Okay, good.
Okay.
Then I will talk
we'll
to
do
our
that.
liaison and schedule that and let everybody know, so the more that's there,
Better.
the more information the Appropriations Commission can give us, the better.
All right, do we want, anything we want to discuss on the Brown Park tonight, or is this just for educational and/or informational purposes?
At the last meeting, I said that I would bring some thoughts in front of you. Me and Tide and Sandra had a chance to walk the building today, take a quick look at it. What I did is a basic site plan on the front. A lot of this was taken directly off of what we had actually approved for the community gardens being out in the front. I mean, it's not 100% accurate. There is a handicap parking area up in the front across from the gardens that'll house 3 cars. Actually, I drew it in on mine, that would help out. But I didn't draw it on yours, I apologize.
Okay.
And I mean, some of my thoughts going forwards, like I said, is, my concern is, if we have a building that's possibly usable for something, I'd hate to see the town take it down, and then spend money in the future to say, let's,
Put it back up.
yeah, exactly. So, I mean, some of my thoughts and suggestions would be the wood structure in the front. I don't know if you remember from the site plan. Right now,
I do remember.
I replaced it with a small greenhouse, but there's a huge structure that's all
Yeah, I
wood
remember.
there. That is really in disrepair.
Okay.
My suggestion would be that whole section would have to come off.
That's the actual horse barn. That's where they kept the
Oh,
horses.
Right, and the riding stables out.
Exactly.
The original part of it.
The original, exactly. My thought would be to take basically half the building, take the metal walls off, turn it into just a basic sitting pavilion type area. It looks as though either the roof would have to be repaired or some of it replaced.
And what's on there now, is it the plastic fiberglass?
No, it's a steel roofing on top of wood trusses.
With no sheathing underneath it, just straight steel right through the trusses?
No.
Is there sheathing, or is there not?
There's a soundproofing.
Really?
Yeah, there's a soundproofing and then a
And a
metal sheathing.
Wow.
To get
Interesting.
spooked from the rain.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah,
that.
I should know that, we had horses.
So, for argument's sake, is the roof repairable? Or should it come off and be plywood and shingle? I mean, just,
I think that would be something to look at.
I think it might be easier to
Again,
take it off, strip everything and put it back on.
okay.
in all honesty, I haven't climbed up and on it.
Where would the
probably a
money
good
come
thing.
from?
Part of my thought
It
would be,
hold it.
basically, you have Friends of the Rec Department, it's a 501c3. You have Friends of the Brown Farm. Let them go out and get contributions to do the repairs. If they can't, I don't see the money coming from the town. I mean, I've looked at the budget and all, I don't see where funds are available
They
for
aren't.
something like this. So if this can't be done from the outside, at that point, give them a 2-year time frame or something to raise the money. If they can't, then you know what? You
The
move
only
on.
person that, there's only one specific group that's looking to do anything with this, and they want the buildings. So I think you'd run into they don't, it's not their intention to repair them, they want to take them down and take them. That's
They're
what the
looking-
selectmen are looking at.
Right, they're
now,
looking
so.
to either purchase them or
Yeah, I don't know.
basically disassemble them at
Right,
no cost
take
to the
them
town
away.
and just take them.
Right,
They want to tear them down or reuse them.
Somewhere else.
somewhere else.
Yeah.
Which leads me to
They do it all the
believe
time.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, no, I
that the
understand.
buildings are worth something. If they were just gonna tear it down and throw it in the dump, okay.
Part of what I like is you could get, some of this could be done with volunteer work.
Well, that's,
You know, it's not, don't get me wrong, it's not a small project, but, you know, with enough drives for money, enough volunteers, I mean, it could get done. I'm not saying it's gonna happen overnight, but it is feasible to have it done with volunteers. Or let me rephrase that, it's feasible to have some of it done with volunteers, maybe not all of it, but, and not to say you can't get, you know, lumberyard to do contributions, I mean, I think there's certainly enough people that could contribute to make this happen without, I don't want the taxpayers looking for more money, I don't think is.
I don't think that's feasible at
No,
all.
I don't
I
think it's
just,
practical, I don't think it's fair.
and I don't think it's fair,
No.
in my opinion. Now, I did talk to a couple members of the rec department. I mean, I've talked to Colin in regards to the soccer fields and stuff like that they were looking at. And his concern is that the cost of putting in the soccer field was astronomical.
Millions.
And
Really?
it's partly
Yeah.
because of the
That's what he
soil.
said.
Once you go beyond the building, the drop off, having to bring soil and all in.
And another thing,
What about on
is,
the
if
side?
I can, is I think that you need to remember that this piece of property is in between 2 residential homes. And, you know, games and things like that, you know how much traffic there is, how much activity goes on, and,
Yeah.
and
But what was one of the initial selling points, in fact, to buy the property?
it was, but unfortunately, prior to the purchase of it, no one talked to rec, because, according to Colin, it's in the millions.
No, excuse
For
me,
fields.
a lot of people talked to rec before it was purchased. Recreation was very much in favor of it, primarily because of the need for playing fields.
Right.
And it was Colin's predecessor
Right,
who pushed for that.
right.
And
With no
when it was
figures.
sold to both community preservation and the town meeting, it was presented as playing fields.
That's what I thought.
It was a certain selectman who backed off of that
Excuse me.
due to comments from people on Anna Marie Lane. But
Oh,
it was originally sold to the town to support the purchase of this thing for playing fields.
Right, but there wasn't any
No.
dollar figure attached to what it would cost.
Why, I understand that, and I just, want to make it clear that that was the original intent for this property, and I haven't heard anything from the selectmen, any guidance really as to what the
They're
current
waiting-
board
They're
is looking
waiting
for.
for you. I talked to Nick again today about it and told him that this board was interested. And-
Fine, okay,
And my thought-
certain members of this board are interested in the buildings.
Well,
And the use. And the Board of Selectmen wants to know what your thoughts are.
I like
before
what
I
they-
think that's, well, I think that's the whole thing, what
Because I've asked to have you go before them.
our
and
thoughts are.
Nick-
Now, please understand that this is just a suggestion. I know we need small fields. I know T-ball field came up at the rec department, that there's a need for it. After doing some measurements, in that wooded lot along the side up to the building, there's room for 2 or 3 small T-ball type fields in there.
Just on the right here, is there not room for a soccer field there? Am I?
There is not room for a soccer field there. I actually pulled out the Pioneer Valley Planning Commission actual layout and all, and there's not enough room now. Over in this side, if you came across, what they had was the driveway all the way down in this 50-foot buffer,
Okay.
and then there was enough room for a soccer field in here, all the way across.
Without the plantings.
Without, well, the plantings are in front of it. Yeah, I mean, if you came across here and up to the building, that was enough room for a soccer field. Then they had one behind it, and then one which is way out into the woods. So there would be 3 of them, and then off to the right, they actually had a baseball field, which would have been directly behind Anna Marie Lane.
Right.
So that if you drove down Anna Marie, you'd drive into it.
Right.
Which are all cost millions.
But looking at it, I mean, like I said, I know there's needs for fields, and that's why I was trying to talk to rec and seeing if we had smaller fields that could go in here and put 2 or 3 other smaller type fields in that would take care of that aspect of it without costing the town a lot of money.
Okay.
This is the basically dry area up and in here. And that's, I mean, I'm trying to look at all aspects of it to where,
I'm just disappointed that rec hasn't taken more of a lead on this. I mean, it's, the property was primarily purchased because of their interest in it, and they've just dropped the ball.
Well, according to Colin at one of our department head meeting, I'd say 2 or 3 meetings ago, we were talking about it, and that's when he brought up the cost. And he said that the cost was so astronomical that he wasn't even going to consider it.
Well, as I say, I'm disappointed that they haven't taken a lead on how the property ought to be used.
He had,
They
the
basically-
planning board and the rec department are the only 2 that responded to the email from Nick.
Yeah.
That they want to meet with the selectmen and talk about what's going to be used, but on the other hand, the selectmen are saying, we want to know what your thoughts are before we schedule a meeting.
And it's been 3 years, and rec hasn't done anything.
I
mean, I'm
know,
just,
but
I know they had a
But-
change in leadership and the whole thing, but even so, the rec commission has not taken a lead here, and it's disappointing after all the work we went through to get the land.
yeah, it's been a long time.
Do you have a wetlands delineation of this, George?
yes,
Yeah, we do.
We do? Okay.
certified, right, yeah.
Is it part of the master plan? This is the executive summary from the master plan, is it in that?
No, it was
Okay.
done afterwards.
Yes.
Okay.
Afterwards.
But, the wetlands do not affect the front part of the property.
Right,
at
right,
all.
right.
They're behind the building. existing building?
If I remember right, it's roughly 1,000 feet
Yeah, it's.
behind the building.
back
It's a
corner.
good distance.
Yeah.
Far enough back for a soccer field?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, it depends on
I
where you
mean,
want
there's
to put
the
it, you know.
square
Yeah.
footage, the property has enough room for it. I mean,
Obviously.
obviously through Pioneer Valley Planning, they showed 3 fields and all. I mean, like I said, part of it is when you start looking at the soil analysis of it, you're not gonna get a lot of drainage in the soil that's already there. I know from being involved in the gardens that the water just sat there. So it would be like a meadow brook to where they would be coming in, you know, either adding soil, digging out what's there, putting in soil that drains in order to get a good draining field in there. And that's where Colin felt the money was coming in.
And what about parking? Because that'll be a huge thing.
Yeah, like I said, I mean,
For sports.
as far as parking goes, like I said, if you do a soccer field, I believe they drew in 104 spaces for the playing fields. That's a lot of vehicles, and we were concerned, talking about the gardens going in, knowing that you were looking at 10 or 12 vehicles. Looking at 100 spaces, and again, I'm not saying that it's not feasible, I'm just saying
Are you
that,
talking pavement or are you talking gravel parking?
I mean, gravel's affordable.
And the drainage is,
Or
Right, and
prep it
permeable pavement.
that's very expensive.
No, it's not. It's come down tremendously in price.
Is it?
we could
Because
do,
you don't have to do stormwater control with it. You save on detention basins and water handling and the whole
Isn't
thing.
it over an acre?
What?
Is it over
well,
an
it
acre?
depends on how big you put it.
It depends on how much this is certainly over an acre. I mean,
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Then other requirements fall into place.
Right.
All right, so we have some more work to do. Obviously, we need to get more information, to say the least.
All
right.
But you want to meet with the selectmen, right, before they
I
make
would-
a determination?
I would think so. I would think they'd want to hear.
All right, what I'll
Well-
do is, if it's all right with you, Ralph, I'll give Nick a copy of this.
Yep, that's fine with me, and like I said, this is a suggestion, and again, I don't want this to speak for the board if the board's not in line with it or anything, but I did show this to Colin and one of the other members of the rec department, and, I mean, they were talking about maybe trying to find a way to get a subcommittee together to go forwards on what a long-term plan for this would be. I think a member of the planning board on a committee like that would be a great idea.
Well, the Board of Selectmen will have to be the ones to.
Right.
All right, well, I'll do my best to get you before the selectmen. I've been trying.
You know, just for the arguments tonight, I mean, what do you think we would need more? Would be this pavilion/greenhouse or a soccer field? And I guess that's open to debate.
Say that one again?
If we got rid of the whole structure and in essence put a soccer field there, I know we'd have to lose one to get another one, and one's gonna cost millions, whereas one's not. That's where there's a no-win situation here. Okay.
I you know, I have no problem with sharing this with the Board of Selectmen, but I would, unless you take a vote on it, I would not present it as something that's been endorsed by the planning board.
I agree. I mean, like I said, I don't know if,
Well, I can just tell them that
it's a
this
suggestion.
is something that
Suggestion.
you presented.
I'm assuming other people have suggestions that too, that they're gonna present before.
No, the only people that have shown any kind of interest are you and Colin.
I mean, that's a shame. I mean, all this money's been spent to get this land together, and now it just sits idle with nobody working on it.
I mean, I would love, like I said, I know the back property. I would love to see down the road walking trails be put out there to where they connect all the way out to the quarries and all out
Sure.
there. I mean, that, you see the way the rail trail's being used. I mean, everyone, when I first heard, why are we doing that? Every time I drive by, there's people.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot.
Snow or ice, it doesn't matter, they're out there walking, and I think trails through the wooded area would be phenomenal.
And there are trails there.
Yes,
They
There's
need to be
quite a few
maintained,
existing trails.
but there are some excellent existing trails, and it is possible to walk all the way from the end of Pilgrim Road down to Hamden Road through that land,
Really?
if you got boots.
Yeah.
Tall
They
boots.
gotta be
Yeah,
good
tall
boots.
And a bathing suit.
No, well, this time of year when it's frozen, you don't need you just need crampons. But
All right. What else? Anybody else want to talk about anything else tonight?
The only thing I have are minutes. Did you read the minutes of December 17th?
I have not.
I sent my
We
corrections
just
to
got 'em.
Donna.
We just got 'em?
I don't know when she
Yeah,
sent
we
them.
just got them today.
All right.
I just
Well,
got
we're
'em
all
here.
caught up, so I won't bother you about that.
Okay.
That's
Um,
it.
Do we want to discuss the letter we received?
Nope.
Okay.
are we meeting on the 28th?
28. Is that our next meeting?
2 weeks?
Well, there's nothing on the
No.
agenda.
Yeah, there was February 11th.
Oh, yes, no, there's nothing yet. We are meeting so
Okay.
far. But with the reminder changing from Mondays to Thursdays, I need any submittals 3 weeks in advance now in order to meet their deadline.
For the reminder? Yeah.
I run just 13 days to the day, so it has to come in a whole week ahead of time.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's why the public hearings are scheduled for the 11th.
Okay.
I'm sure we'll get something for the 20th,
I'm sure we will. Okay.
but that's all I have.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.